Many Americans will wake up to see this, a fire raging through their front lawn or through their community. What can we do to prevent it? Because the Joint Economic Commission started to track the spending of the federal government, estimates that anywhere between 394 to 893 billion dollars are spent in preventing and alleviating the stresses from fire. So, what can we do? How can you protect yourself from fire? Well, the National Fire Prevention Association, NFPA, gives us this helpful guide. It says that in the immediate zone, the zone anywhere between 0 and 5 feet from your house should be clear of any overgrown vegetation, and there should be a fire line, meaning that there should be a break between vegetation and your house in that 5 to 0 foot zone. They say that you should put your driveway there, or as they show in this picture, put a walkway of some sort, just something to stop the flow of that fire and make it go around your house. In this immediate zone, they say that in any openings, such as ventilation for a washer or dryer, you should put a grate over it so that no embers can get into it, so that there can't be a fire started from the inside of that house. They also said that you should keep propane and any other fire causing things to keep it away from exterior walls, especially when a fire is imminent. Then in that intermediate zone, so from 5 feet to 30 feet, keep vegetation sparse and still have those breakups. So as you can see in front of the house and the garage, there's a large fire break. They also can see in this picture how large vegetation, such as the trees on the right, are around 18 feet apart. And they recommend this. They also recommend, speaking of the trees, to keep ladder vegetation. So something that goes up the trees away, because that's how fires get spread from the ground. So grass fires all the way to the tops of the trees. And to keep debris clear. So if there's any piles of dead vegetation, such as in the fall, when there are big piles of leaves, to clear those away as fast as possible, because that's a large fire producing hazard right there. Then in that extended zone, so from 30 feet to 100 feet, however, I've also seen on their website that it can extend all the way to 200 feet, depending on how large the property is, that you can start adding more vegetation. However, they still expect you to keep anywhere from 12 to 6 feet separation. So that grove to the right of the screen is too close. However, the trees on the far left are just right. They still say you should clear away any large piles of dead leaves and still have one main fire break. So still looking at that driveway to stop fire from jumping from one side of your property to another. Because grass fires are very, very fast. They burn out very quickly. They do not like to jump over large tracts of land that are not pursuant to that fire. Now, if you want to look for any more ways to keep your property safe from a grass fire or wildfire, look at the National Fire Prevention Association.org or NFPA.org. They have more tips and tricks for that. Thank you.